Today we're going to be taking you through about a 15-minute stretching routine. We're focusing a lot on mobility and flexibility with this. We're going to be taking you through several different stretches. Like I said, it's about 15 minutes long. You can do this before you work out. It would be great to get you loosened up for your workout. It takes minimal equipment, preferably a mat if you have one. And also, if you can take your shoes off, it's even better. So first one we're going to be moving into, first stretch is going to be a sitting active dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. So basically what you're doing is like a gas pedal, you're alternating left and right feet by pressing down. At the same time, you're pulling the opposite foot, pulling your toes towards you. So you're pressing with one and you're pulling the other one back. From there, we move into doing circles with our ankles. So you'll circle inward, 5 or 10 circles inward, nice, slow and controlled. Once you circle in, we stop, change, go the other direction, and do circles outward. From here, we move into hamstring stretch. You'll lay flat on your back, legs are going to be bent. Alternating left and right legs, you're going to be kicking up to the air, like you're trying to kick the ceiling. Slow and controlled, nothing is real fast paced. Just alternating legs, left and right. From there, we move into a little bit more of a straight leg stretch. You'll take your hands and gently pull on the leg that's up in the air, pull it towards your chest for a little bit more of a stretch. Again, nice and slow and controlled, remembering to breathe. From this one, we will move into our figure 4 stretch. You'll come up to a sitting position, your legs will be crossed, creating what looks like a 4 on the ground. You alternate left and right. Another variation of this would be to rock back and then up into that stretch. We'll do 5 to 10 on each side, and then we move into that figure 4 stretch with a lunge. So you'll come up into that figure 4 stretch. Your body will actually raise up off the ground into a little bit of a lunge position. After this figure 4 with a lunge stretch, we move into the downward facing dog. So you'll go up, hands and feet planted on the ground, butt's going to be up in the air. Try to keep your head nice and relaxed. A modification to this would be slowly raising one heel off the ground at a time while putting a little more of a stretch into the leg that has the heel placed onto the ground. Just alternating back and forth. From this one, we move down into our cobra pose. So you're going to be face down to the ground. Bottom half of your torso stays on the ground. Upper portion, you're going to push back with your hands. Remembering to breathe. From this cobra pose, we move into our 90-degree shoulder stretch. So right arm bent out 90 degrees to the side. Your left hand, you're going to gently push yourself to shift your weight over to the right. Your leg's going to kick back, your top leg is going to kick back behind you a little bit. Try to keep that shoulder as close to the ground as you can. You should really feel that the shoulder stretch across your chest. Hold that for a few seconds. And then you're going to switch to the other side. From here, we move into our child's pose. So your weight's going to shift back to your heels. Your arms are going to be stretched out in front of you. Again, trying to keep your head nice and relaxed. Take some deep breaths, nice and slow. From here, we move to what we call the rhomboid down stretch. You'll cross your right arm underneath you, putting your shoulder towards the ground. Other left hand's going to be stretched out to above your head. You're just going to lean into that shoulder a little bit. Hold that and then switch to the other arm. Okay, now we're going to move to our butcher's block. So staying on your knees, elbows down on the ground, you're going to interlace your fingers. Put them above your head. Focus on having your chest sink down towards the floor. You should feel a really good stretch on your lats for that one. All right, after that one, we're going to the contralateral extension. So you'll come up on all fours, hands and knees, and opposite arm, opposite leg is what we're looking for. Stretch out away from your body, just alternating left and right. Your heel, make sure you're pushing it straight back and not up to the sky. You want it to go straight back. Arm straight forward. Try to limit the amount of rotation you have in your body. We're doing about 5 to 10 per side. A couple more. And then from here, we're going to move to our IT band stretch. So you'll bring your right leg forward. Opposite arm from the leg that's forward, reach up behind your neck, or behind your head. Shift your weight forward a little bit. Really get a good stretch on your IT band. Hold that position for a few seconds. And then switch legs. Put your other leg forward. And from this one, we're going to move to what's called the 90-90 stretch. So you're going to be sitting down, one leg's going to be in front, one leg's going to be behind you, bent at 90 degrees. And you're just going to lean your body over towards that front leg, towards that knee. Just lean into it as far as you can. If you can't lean all the way down, that's perfectly fine. Hold it for a few seconds and then switch. And from this one, we're going to move into what we call the 90-90 over the middle of the body. So that same 90-90 stretch, but this time focus on trying to bring your body a little more towards the heel of that forward foot, a little more to the center of your body. Like I said, just stretch as far as you can. If you can't go all the way down to your heel, that's perfectly fine. And then you'll switch sides. All right, and then from this one, we move to the sitting table. So your arms will be behind you, legs will be bent at 90 degrees. Try to push your hips up towards the ceiling as best you can to create what's similar to a tabletop. A modification to this would be taking one hand, reaching it across your body, kind of towards where your other hand's placed, and just alternating left and right. Slow and controlled. And from here, we're going to move to sitting neck stretch, right and left side. So take your head and basically put your right ear to your right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. You alternate just back and forth. Slow movement. Just trying to stretch out those neck muscles. Then we're also going to do an up and down, or forward and backwards. From this, we're going to go ahead and move to a squat position with rotation. So bring yourself up into a deep squat position. What you're going to want to do, the rotation part of it, you're just going to be shifting your weight left and right, rotating your body just a little bit as you go. A variation to this would be taking one hand and reaching back as you shift your weight, kind of back and behind you. All right, in this one, we're going to finish with the child's pose. So back to that child's pose, pushing your weight back, arms stretched out, letting your chest just kind of and head sink to the floor, nice and relaxed. And we're done. That's going to conclude our 15-minute exercise.